French President Francois Hollande has warned against attempts to disrupt Euro 2016 with strike action, as the football tournament gets underway. France has been in the grip of industrial action, mainly over reforms to labor law. Train drivers are threatening to strike on a line serving the Stade de France in St Denis just outside Paris, where France play Romania in the first match. Meanwhile, a brawl in Marseille led to 2 England fans being arrested. Tear gas was fired and police in riot gear were on the streets after the incident outside a pub shortly before midnight on Thursday. England play Russia in the city on Saturday. Just not normal. Football fans arriving in Paris and several other cities this week have been greeted by the sight and smell of uncollected rubbish sacks as trade unionists blockade incinerators. The country is also on high alert since the jihadist attacks on Paris in November, one of them at the Stade de France, and is recovering from flood damage in central and northern regions. Mr. Hollande said everyone had a duty to ensure that the competition was allowed to proceed without incident. I appeal to everyone's sense of responsibility because if the state must do its duty, and it will take all the measures that are necessary, he said on Thursday. At the same time, it is also necessary that those who are taking part in actions, or who are organizing them should also shoulder their responsibility, so that this great event can be a shared popular festival. Transport Minister Alain Vitalis told Europe 1 Radio that if the government had to issue orders for trains to be driven to get fans to the opening match, we will do so. If requisitioning is required, we will do it, he said. There will be no more negotiating. Sports Minister Thierry Braillard appealed to the unions to think about the football fans. While there are times when strikes can take place, we are now on the eve of an event during which they are going to prevent some fans from getting to the stadium, he said. That's just not normal. Strikers defiant. But train driver Bérenger Cernon, Secretary General of the CGT Union at the Gare de Lyon in Paris, was unapologetic. It's not us who determine the calendar, he said. We did not decide that the Euro will take place on this date. There is a social movement going on now. The reorganization of labor continues, the labor law continues. We want the negotiations on the collective agreements be open for everybody. So yes, clearly this will disturb the Euro tournament and we will continue the strike. He added that efforts were underway to try to resolve the situation, although so far they only concerned the state rail company, SNCF. Nearly 3,000 tons of waste have gone uncollected in Paris, according to the authorities. Zahir, a waiter in a restaurant in the Latin Quarter where rubbish spilled out of bins into the narrow, cobbled streets, told AFP news agency, customers are looking out at the dust bins, so obviously it's making them lose their appetite. Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo told French TV, of course, all the rubbish will be collected, it is already being collected. Some 50 lorries were sent out overnight and 30 more are being dispatched on Friday. It will take a few days obviously, Ms. Hidalgo said. Another problem is a planned 4-day Air France pilots strike, set to start on Saturday as many football fans fly in. Talks broke down on Thursday, but Air France chief executive Frédéric Gagey said he expected that 70–80% of flights would operate on Saturday. Share this story about sharing.